Hey everybody, it is Tuesday and it's 2 o'clock, so that means it's time for Top 5 Tuesday. I'm your host from Crate Insider. I'm Kate Dillon, and I've got a special show for you today because I have a new product that is very exciting. But before we jump into that, actually I have some giveaways to talk to you about, and these are coming to us from Race Logic Chassis Schools. So Race Logic right here, I have a hat. So if you just want to drop in a comment, you can say hi, you can leave an emoji. If you have questions, feel free to drop those in, and that will enter you into our contest. That's how we do this. And at the end of this show, we'll go through the comments and use random number generator and pick a winner. So just leaving a comment will enter you if you're here on the live show. I also have a second giveaway. So if you know what my sign said last week, then drop that in as a comment. And I have a Race Logic t-shirt right here. It's red, and you can see the front and the back, and this one happens to be an extra large. So extra large red Race Logic t-shirt right here, and all you need to do is just say what my sign said. So for whatever reason, I'm not seeing comments yet, but I'll just keep my eye out for them. So when that happens, then I will start commenting on people too and saying hi to some folks. So apologize, Facebook is being Facebook today, so I may not be able to respond to your comments. If that's the case, you know, it's 2021. We deal with what we deal with. But talking about Race Logic, I definitely want to give you guys an update. So I spent 2 weekends in January going to Race Logic Chassis Schools. So the first one of these was in Lenore City, Tennessee, and it was the 2021 Crate Late Model Chassis School. I'm telling you guys, that was a phenomenal class. Now I was there filming it, and then on the back end, getting home, then I'm the person who also edited it and put it up onto the website. So where you can find that is going to be racelogic.vip. We will drop in a link, and I'm telling you, that was incredible. A lot of times it's funny because I can be there and I don't really catch like what's going on because I'm just trying to make sure people are in, you know, being visible by camera. So that's like, okay, who's talking? Is there a camera on them? And that's kind of my focus. But when I'm back in the editing floor there, the editing screens, I have to watch the whole thing in order to be able to cut it down. So I am so impressed with the knowledge that was shared at that chassis school. And now that complete class is all done and it's up on Race Logic's website. So racelogic.vip. Phenomenal information. The feedback already has been incredible. The instructors are so good. And if you're trying to improve your Crate Late Model program, I mean, honestly, start there. I mean, before you go and spend, you know, $350 on another performance part, spend the $350 going to the class and you will learn so very much. It's really incredible. So I have nothing, yes, I'm involved in it, but at the same time, I mean, just looking at this, I would recommend this to any Crate Late Model team because it's phenomenal. So definitely check that out. Just an update, then 2 weekends ago, so not this last weekend, the weekend before, I was in Alabama, and Alex and I were filming the Street Stock class, and that was also a great class. I'm currently in the middle of editing it, or about not even a quarter of the way through. I'm working on it. There are a few lessons that are up on the website, and that's just gonna, you know, as I get things edited, I'll keep on uploading, and I'll get through that in the next few days. So if you happen to be running a street stock, that was also a great class. Lots of great knowledge there. So definitely check it out. So street stock class over at racelogic.vip. So I really can't say enough about Brian and the whole team and everybody who's there. It's a fantastic group of people in both instances. You know, totally different, some crossover, but you know, some different members of the educator teams. But there's one thing that came out of that. I mean, besides, there's actually a lot of things, but one product that I was introduced to because of the Race Logic Chassis School actually came from Robbie Bilbrey. So if you might know Robbie Bilbrey, RPI suspension, he also happens to be a NASA propulsion engineer, super smart shock guy, but this is known as the Allgaier bump stop. So this is an Allgaier bump stop. It's a polyurethane. You can see it's not super squishy. So if you're someone who's using bump stops or foam or any of that other stuff, and especially if you're using foam, here's the thing, when you compress that foam, I mean, those little air bubbles can only recover so many times. So a lot of times, you know, foam bump stop is only going to be good for a couple of races, and you got to throw them out. Well, with this all-Geyer bump stop, there's a couple of great advantages about it. For one, it doesn't wear out. So I know Robbie has one of his racers that has run at 80 races. Ben Baker from AFCO has another racer who's run one of these for 100 races. So the way these work, you know, this is of course a bump stop, but you can cut it down. If you need it to be shorter, you could cut it down, but you can save those pieces. And if later on you need to add more back to it, you certainly can. But another way to adjust it is it comes with these little, I had a word for these earlier, but these little spacer pieces right here. And what these do, I don't know if you can quite tell from the camera, I don't think you can tell, but actually I'm just going to demonstrate. So these actually snap in. And one thing that's cool in the Crate late model class, we did this whole experiment just to see, okay, we start with the bump stop, and I hope shouldn't be giving up too many secrets, but by putting this little piece in here and then bringing it on the spring smasher, it gave us another 100 pounds. And then we took another one and snapped it in, and I think it added about another 100 pounds. And so what's simple is, you know, let's say you've got this and you've got your spring over the top, you know, your shock, you've got the whole deal, and you're on your smasher and you're like, I want to take out one of these pieces. Well, you can just get a needle nose plier, or in my case, a multi-tool, since that's what I happen to have in my office here, and just grab, I don't know if you can see you probably can't see the little tabs on here. Well, I'll show you. So you can see here that it has this tab. So it gives you something to grab onto. So I'm gonna just take my, my sort of needle nose multi-tool here and just yank it out. And there we go. So, you know, very easy to adjust to these in this whole system. So you get the, now I sound like an infomercial, but what comes in this package, it comes in this box right here. So you do get the bump stop piece, and then you get 5 of these little spacers, and this whole package runs $60, and I have these in stock. So I mean, people were just like, wow, if there was one kind of secret to come out of all of this, then this is like the product that is the new secret that came out of going to the Race Logic chassis schools, and I think you're gonna see them everywhere. I mean, people were just amazed when they saw this, you know, having worked with bump stops and bump springs and the whole deal. What a great solution to a lot of people's problems. So definitely going with that. So the all-Geyer, and this is a brand new part. It's the only product that I sell from all-Geyer. So there we go. All right, next up, well, I guess with all of that, normally I would say hi to people, but for whatever reason, the comments are not showing up in my feed, so I apologize for that. I will try to take a look later on, and so just hi. I mean, I see that there's several of you here. I'll bet that I would recognize a lot of the names, so thank you so much for being here and joining me on a Tuesday afternoon of all times. So let's go ahead and jump in to the top 5 products this week, and in the number 5 spot is from our friends at DRP. So this is our DRP Wide 5 bearing spacer. Very popular product, I mean, clearly, because it's on the top 5. But I definitely, if you're looking for an opportunity to free up your car, make your wheels spin more freely, a bearing spacer is a great way to go. And over on the website, we'll drop in the link, but over on the website, you can even see a video from Lenny at DRP, and he demonstrates and talks about the bearing spacers, and he does a way better job of that than I do. So definitely check out the video on Crate Insider talking about the bearing spacers, and I just know the guys that run them, they definitely like them. So those run $49.95 a piece. Looks like I've got a do I have a question? Oh, okay, gotcha. So just getting a little note here. All right, so next up in the number 4 spot this week is our fast firewire. Now, if you guys call and ask me what spark plug wires I recommend, this is it. So the fast firewire, it comes with all 8 of your spark plug wires, and it comes with a coil wire as well. And I particularly love the coating that's on the outside of these. They really cut down on the electronic noise. They're really heat resistant, and I like how all the wires are exactly the right sizes or lengths. They're meant for under header installation. and they are all marked as well. So, you know, cylinder 1, 2, 3, and so forth. And then of course the one that's not marked at all is your coil wire, so it kind of stands out. So the fast fire wire, definitely a favorite here, runs $159.99, and I'm pretty sure that I just got a shipment of those in. I ordered them last week, so I should have some more of those sitting on the shelf just waiting. All right, next up in the number 3 spot is from our friends at Daylube. And if you're looking for a good grease for all around for lots of different things, then a Daylube is a great way to go. And it comes in 3 ways. You can get it in the jar here or in the tube. Either of these are 16 ounces. They run $45.79, or we offer it in the 1 ounce syringe. So definitely something that anybody who's working with lubrication and trying to get the best performance, we a lot of times we'll talk about where you want to grease every other spot on the bearing. You don't want to over grease your bearings. So the days of packing your bearings full of grease are, you know, that was before. That's not how we're going to get the best performance now. We still need to have air that's going to ventilate and give us, you know, to cool these bearings. Otherwise, the grease itself can help retain heat, and we don't want that. So, so if you want to do some precision greasing, the Daylube, especially the syringe, is a great way to go. And oh, that runs $16.99, and the jar and the tube run $45.79. Alrighty, and the number 2 spot, I don't have this one with me. Normally it sits on my shelf right up here, but it's my fire bottle. It's the AMRC 1002. So here's the thing. I've been doing these Race Logic chassis schools. The thing I talk about is fire suppression. I know that there's no possible way for me to fly with a fire bottle, even if it's empty. I mean, it's just not gonna happen. So I sent it with Brian and the team back in Alabama, and I'm gonna meet up with them in Nebraska, and we'll just ship it back when that class is over. So that's why it's not in my office. But I'm so thrilled to see so many people ordering fire bottles. Really, gosh, I mean, safety, as I like to say, I mean, you can't win if you're dead. So let's not get hurt. Let's not die. Let's not make this painful. Let's get out there, have fun, and be safe about it. So the fire bottle, a great way to make sure that you've, you know, really protecting yourself in the case of an event that none of us want. I hope you never have to use your fire bottle. I hope you never need to use it. I hope you bitch at me every year for the fact that you know, oh man, I spent this money. Well, good. You know, I'm glad, because if something does happen, you know, be prepared. Be prepared. You know, the times we live in, be prepared for about anything, right? It is what it is. All right, let's move on. And we have a top spot this week. Oh, I'm excited. This is a brand new product we just introduced. Was it last week? I don't know. My days are like all kind of mushing in together, and all of a sudden I woke up and it's February, so here we are. But in the top spot this week is our Daytona 1 PTRO break-in oil. Now, obviously, I know there's a lot of new engines out there and you want to break them in right. And what's so great about this break-in oil, because it was designed specifically for crate engines. This is what it was designed for. You know, we've been asking for years for these oil companies to make us some crate oils, you know, and really market that way, you know, tell it. This one doesn't say crate on it, the other one does, but to break in your engine, you know, to break it in the right way is great, but a lot of the other break-in oils, you break it in and then you dump it. I mean, you use it once and you dump that oil and you put another oil in. With this one, you can run it. I mean, you can go ahead and put it in, break in your engine, you know, run it for 3 race nights, and then go ahead and change it. So this way you're not spending as much money just dumping it. So you're getting great value, great protection, and you're going to break in your engine right. And PTRO, what that stands for, that is patent pending, and it is purpose tuned racing oil. So this is purpose tuned. It's not just, you know, hey, let's just mix some oil together and throw it in a container. It is purposely mixed for specific applications, and I'm super proud. I'm really excited. This has been a long time in coming, I'll tell you. It's a long time in coming to get to this oil, so I'm really excited to see it in the top spot this week. All right, with that, again, normally I'd say hi and answer questions. I apologize, but I do have Alex just handed me some winners here, and just to recap, the first thing we're giving away is a Race Logic hat. So for leaving a comment, I have Alex Alan Spangler. So Alan, if you would, please send Crate Insider a private message on Facebook with your address, and we'll get that sent out to you tomorrow. And then for the Race Logic t-shirt, for the person who knew what my sign said, and that's going out to Jennifer Miller. So Jennifer, if you would, please drop in a private, or please send a private message with your address to the Crate Insider Facebook page, and we'll get that sent out to you. That is all I have for this week. I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being part of the show, and I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Have a great week.